You want to start making video content, you want to do some talking head video content, you're not sure where to start, let me help you with that. Today we're going to look at how to frame yourself with just your phone and yourself and your arm. Let's get cracking. So the first thing to do is to turn on your grid lines. This is in your settings and it should just say grid lines. I'm not sure if it'll come under anything else, but anything that will give you that 3x3 grid. And it'll look like this. Hi. This helps you place yourself better in frame. Obviously, I'm trying to do 2 framings at once, so it's not going to be perfect. But essentially, the rule of thirds that we use when we're framing helps us position ourselves into the most aesthetically pleasing position within our frame. It's something you learn in photography and filmmaking and all that jazz. So don't worry about it too much. But if you want to make the best quality video content, you want to aim for your rule of thirds, which basically means you want to fill 1/3 of your frame or be positioned in 1/3 of your frame. So for me, if I'm doing talking head content with my phone, this is where I want to be. Centrally positioned primarily. I want a good eye line as well. So really with your eye line, you want to try and be about lens height. So if that's the top of your phone, you kind of want your phone and your eyes to be about level. You want to have a bit of headroom in the top of your frame as well, both horizontal or vertical. This just means you're not cropping off the top of your head, particularly if you are using other platforms where maybe they do that slightly. Sometimes they do, it's just for safety more than anything. So this is how you should kind of be looking for, is that central kind of position, eye line, head kind of maybe in the top third. This also gives you a good amount of space for your subtitles, any text graphics you want to add, any other graphics you'd like, because that's something you can do with your Instagram Reels and your TikToks, is add additional text, which is also very handy for SEO. Now, if you were framing and you were talking to someone and you wanted to do a bit more of an interview, using your rule of thirds, you can go slightly off center, and then you want to talk as closely, like your eye line wants to look directly past your phone, but as close as possible. This makes it look a bit more like you're having a conversation. If you do any work with me, you know that I'm like trying to cozy up as close as possible to my camera so that you're kind of almost looking at the lens, but not quite. It's a bit more conversational. It's a lot less intimidating. So if that's a way that you want to try making your video content, definitely go for it. Obviously, if you're going to be doing a lot of content like this, it can really hurt your arm. So be careful, particularly if you get really into it and you're kind of almost forgetting that you're holding your phone to frame yourself. Just be careful that you're not like fully drifting off. This is really easy to do, particularly if you're looking past your camera to whatever's happening. It's very easy to just miss stuff. And then also, if you are going to do this often, invest in a tripod. Invest in a tripod. It's going to save your arm. Unless you're wanting to work this out, it's not worth it. So yeah, make your framing as clean as possible. Keep yourself in the center if that is what you're going for. And there you go. That's how you make a really nice, crisp, clean frame. It's so much easier than you think it is. You don't need to worry. If you are struggling, do what you think is right. Screen grab it and you can send it my way and I can tell you like, oh, just move it down a bit, move it left, whatever it may be. There's nothing to stress over. The only thing I will say is that when framing doesn't matter is if you're trying to do something as like a skit or a sketch. So you're like doing something comical for effect. And then you can throw all this out the window because doesn't matter at that point. So I hope that was helpful. That was a bit of a whirlwind in framing. If you want me to do one of these on framing something or someone else, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know in the comments. And if you do have any other questions, you can obviously drop them in the comments, or you can send me a DM or send me an email, whatever is easiest. And yeah, that's how you can frame yourself for your own video content.